Hi everybody, welcome to my homestead and welcome to my channel. I'm going to try something new. I'm going to just, I think I'm going to maybe sometimes stream when I'm preparing a video and see how that goes. So I'm basically preparing right now a video about volcanoes. This is the same energy drink from yesterday. I didn't finish it. People have been talking about how there's all these volcanoes erupting right now. Articles have come out. Experts have been like, nah, that's nothing out of the ordinary. But I guess people that watch volcanoes feel like it is out of the ordinary. So I'm going to figure out, using their data, this is from the Smithsonian, and this is what people have been looking at, and it's caused a lot of news. I'm going to use the data from here and figure out for myself if this is normal or not, how many volcanoes are erupting right now. So feel free to have this on in the background. I may check the chat every now and then and talk to you guys. But let's see. So right now I'm on January 25th. So what I'm doing, this is the week of January 25th to the 31st. I'm copying this table, going over here, pasting it. And in that week, there was 25 volcanoes that were erupting. So now we're going to look at January 18th. Go down here, January 18th, search that. And at least for this year, it does look like the volcanoes erupting right now are a lot. 26. Okay, the week of January 11th. Go down here. You'll notice that they have like all the volcanoes that they track right here. And I wanted to know how many they track. And it turns out that they track, if I can get to the bottom of this list, 336 volcanoes total. Okay, so what are we doing? January 11th. Search archives. Okay. Not very many that week. Let's see, 20. Okay, and then the last week for 2023, January 4th. Search. It doesn't look like there's a whole lot that week either. Let's see, 20. All right, so at least for this year, yes, there has been a sudden increase in volcanoes erupting. Because according to the most recent update on this website, they say 46. And for the rest of the year, there isn't 1 week that goes above like 30 or above. So that seems like a dramatic increase. I don't know if that means anything. But why don't we go ahead and do our due diligence, and maybe we'll look at 2022 as well. But I have to get this all ready. It's my new spreadsheet. This is what you have to do to get answers to things. Let's do monotonous, laborious work like this. But then you can have confidence in what you know. because you checked it yourself. And what I'm doing here is pretty simple. It kind of speaks for itself. Again, I'm not claiming to know if it's significant that there's a bunch of volcanoes going off right now, but if it's out of the ordinary, then at the very least we can say it's out of the ordinary. At the very least, just looking at this year, 2023, right now it is out of the ordinary for this year. And it's happening at the time that the Israel war is going on. We had this interesting last general conference. And some other news I'm going to cover in the video once I have it ready. Okay, let me check the live stream here. Bethany Gonzalez, hey. Carrie Cottrell, good morning. I wonder if one of the ways the earth will burn in the last days is by volcanoes. Could be. Olga Landry, hello, Jared. I hope you are doing well. Yes, I am. Thank you. I hope you are too. The haystack, wow, on a roll. I was editing some stuff when your live went up. Yeah, I'm just going to try this out, see if it's worth it for anybody just to kind of watch me prepare videos and maybe chat a little bit. Joyous says, I'm experiencing the Utah Basin fog phenomena you spoke about yesterday. Looked like a sandstorm, but no wind. Looked like smoke, but no fire. Oh, yeah, the inversion. They call it the inversion. All right, I'm going to continue on here. Oh boy, this is fun. Just like it usually is. I really do feel like I have the gift of monotony. Because unfortunately, a lot of things that have value require repetition of boring things. Nothing big and flashy, just small and simple things repeated until you have something big. And a lot of people don't have patience for that. So sometimes they quit and they don't achieve whatever that big thing is. Or they basically just limit themselves because they're always expecting big things to happen. You know, they want to accomplish anything all in an instant. And I don't know. It's been my experience that usually big things are accomplished through a bunch of different steps, little steps. And that's what gives them value because nobody else wants to do it because it's long and boring and hard. Okay, so I have all my dates now for 2022. So let's figure out how many volcanoes were erupting every week of 2022. Archive 2022, December 28th. Not a whole lot that week. Uh, 19. Okay, December 21st. Oops, 2022, December 21st. Come on, internet. Come on, you can do it. Here we go. Oh, only 18 for that week. I don't know. That might be the lowest that I've seen so far. No, there was 18 in August. Okay, so that ties for the least with August of this year. Okay, December 14th. December 14th. So I can already see why the people on social media that follow volcanoes, why they're like, whoa, this is crazy. Because it does seem crazy. It does seem out of the ordinary. December 7th. In the video that I do, I'm going to read an article that kind of talks about this. And it gives both sides. 20, November 30th. But I will say the scientist side, the expert side of it, I feel like it's a little bit too dismissive and kind of is a little bit misleading. But I'll explain that in the video. Ooh, 27 this week. So that's big, but it doesn't match the 46 that's currently erupting. November 23rd. Uh, 2022, please. November 23rd. I don't know how far back I'm going to go. I want to get this video out by 4 p.m. Central Time. Later today, we're going to be going to Bath and Body Works because it's a tradition of ours to get soaps that are, you know, that have the holiday smells. November 16th. I mean, on this website, in the Smithsonian's website, they have like different charts, and you can even download stuff to a spreadsheet, but it's not, they don't have what I'm doing right now. I have to manually do this. November 9th. They do have a thing where they have like a total for the year, like right here. So where they have like eruptions total for the entire year. And looking at this, no, I mean, this year doesn't seem any different really from any other year. Maybe it's a little bit on the high end when we're looking at this column right here, eruptions total. But what I'm trying to do is not look by year. I'm trying to look at by week, because if you suddenly have a bunch of volcanoes erupting all at the same time, and if that's not normal, then it might mean something. November 9th. Oh, there was a lot this week, or that week. Let's see how many. Ooh, 32. Okay, so this is the second highest that I've seen so far in doing this exercise. November 2nd. I better not go through this entire thing only to find out, oh wait, no, it is normal. Everyone's just being a little bit too exaggerated. Let's see, 24. October 26th. Nope. October 26th. So it looks like there was that like little spike in November of last year with 32. October 19th. Let's look at that. October 19th. And I don't know if this is a spreadsheet I'm going to be able to like update regularly or watch. Maybe I will. But I'm already tracking quite a few things. 24, October 12th. Trying to track hurricanes and earthquakes. In general conference talks, and it's a lot of stuff to track. 12th of October. 24. Let me take just a little break. Let's see what you guys are saying. Paul Savage, traditionally volcanic activity is influenced by solar minimum and maximum cycles. Solar cycles run over 11-year periods if you're wanting to look at increases and decreases. Well, yeah, that's going to require a lot of time. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to look maybe at the last couple of years. Carrie Cottrell, especially accounting, haha, but I think it is fun. Missy Huff, did you hear Jen's theory that the volcano may cause us not to see any rainbows next year? Interesting. Been feeling like we also need to be prepared temporarily for all these disasters coming. Yeah, I don't know what to think about the rainbow prophecy. N pointed out that the way that it's worded is it kind of talks about like if you do see the rainbow, then you know that there's going to be seed time and harvest. But Joseph Smith also seems to connect it to the second coming itself. So I don't really know what to think. I feel like there's something off about it, or maybe it wasn't recorded correctly, but I'm not going to be like, well, I don't believe it. We're just gonna have to see how it plays out. And if it's volcanoes, then fine. CO2 MC 26, there was a volcano erupted in Japan earlier this month, and it created a whole new island. ESM, yes, personally I've been trying for months to work on my 72-hour kit. It's slow going because if I pull the stuff out my kid's year, it's apart. Haha, tear. Carrie Cottrell, it would be cool to see a line graph of your numbers as well. I was actually going to do that for this one. For my other spreadsheets, it doesn't, I don't know that it would really work. It'd be kind of a mess. But for this one, it's nice and simple, so I probably will do a line graph. Paul Savage, I agree with your statement that even activity that appears normal could still be a sign of something when it captures people's attention. Yep. Yeah, I think there's something to that as well. I'm agreeing with you, agreeing with me. It sounds horrible. October 5th. I'd like to maybe at least take it back to 2021, at least have like 3 full years to look at. I know that's definitely not a complete picture, but I don't know if I can only just do 2. And maybe this will be like a long-term project. 28. Okay, September 28th. I don't know. I know I'm looking at just a small window of time. It's only been like not even a year and a half at this point. But 46 is already starting to seem like quite a bit of volcanoes to be erupting all at the same time. Okay, 25. September 21st. Got to take a phone call. Hello? She's at a doctor's appointment right now. Can I have her call you back? Okay, will do. Right, perfect. Okay. Yep, bye. September 21st. Jenica's at the doctor right now here in town. Her hips have been hurting. I don't know if it's arthritis or something else. Like she looked it up and she found one thing where like it can just happen sometimes when you get older. I think especially for women. I'm not too worried about it. September 14th. September 14th. Okay. I love spreadsheets. They're so useful. 24. I mean, look at this. Instead of me having to manually count on all these websites, like every one that I pull up, I can just copy and paste it here and then look at the rows. If you didn't notice, that's what I'm doing. Look at the rows and it counts it that way for me. So 24. Okay, September 7th. It would be nice if on this website though, it just like put the total. Like you would think that it would put that somewhere for you. Because people that are looking at these tables, it's probably what they're interested in. Okay, 24, August 31st. I remember in 2020, there was a particular Second Coming presentation that got everybody excited, including myself. And it was talking about a lot of volcanoes erupting that year. And now I'm wondering just how many were erupting and how unusual it was. 23. So maybe I'll have to take this back to 2020. August 24th. Do I really want to do that? I'm gonna have to see how my progress goes. Because I want to make a video for 4 o'clock today and then have one for tomorrow morning. But then we're going to Bed Bath & Beyond in Wichita. Let's see, August 17th. And because Wichita is an hour away, then it takes up a pretty good chunk of the day. Or maybe I'll stay up late. I don't know. 23. It's Friday, so the kids don't have school tomorrow. August 10th. Which is great because then everybody can sleep in. Let's see, 18. Oh, that dipped pretty low. That's the lowest for 2022 so far. Oh, except for December 21st. Never mind. August 3rd. Yeah, I'm gonna see how this live stream goes, because I know there are channels that I like to watch that just kind of do this kind of thing, just because it's good to have on in the background. We were talking about me being on in the background yesterday, so I don't know, maybe this is a good thing. 21, July 27th. It actually feels a little bit less monotonous doing a live stream, because then it feels like I have people with me, at least. Let's check the live stream really quick. Carrie Cottrell, tell the person on the phone we say hi. Paul Savage, is there some place that gives annual totals for earlier periods? Yeah, there's this. This goes all the way back to 1960. So there's not, just eyeballing it, looking at this column right here, eruptions total, there's nothing really that stands out. Although I will say, going back in time, it seems like the total eruptions is usually somewhere in the 50s or 60s, but then that changes starting 1999. Then it starts to be 70s and 80s. And then the year with the most eruptions was 2015. Yeah. Going back to 1960, the most eruptions in a given year was 2015 with 90. Last year was at 85, so that's pretty high. That's actually really high. Looks like it's the maybe tie, or it's at the number 3 spot, because you have 2006, 8, and 16 that are at 86, and then last year is in the number 3 spot, and then so far this year we're at 67. So I don't know how much more will happen between now and the end of the year, but I don't know. We'll see. Melodolina, hey Jared. Yeah, I watch you in the background all the time, even now, beating up a necklace as I listen. Fun. That sounds fun. Got 37 people, 40 people watching right now. Okay, well, it's worth it for some people. So I guess maybe we'll do it. Okay, July 27th. I already did. Okay, now we're on July 20th. July 20th. Okay. Are any of you scientists for your career? Were you a scientist? 17. 17 might be the lowest that I've seen so far. Yeah, up until now, the lowest has been 18. So I just saw the lowest for the week of starting July 20th. That's the lowest so far. July 13th. That also looks pretty low. It is, but it's at 18. July 6th. Come on. That also is pretty low. June 29th. And you'll notice, some of you already know this because you're more into this kind of stuff than I am, but some of these volcanoes have been erupting for a long time. This one, Ryukyu Islands, 2004. Stromboli since 1934. Seveluch in Russia, 1999. Those are the longest ones. And then after that, the next longest one. Oh, I missed this one. Nyiragongo since 2002. So that's kind of wild. Okay, where am I at? I lost myself. Okay, June 29th. Yeah. This one, now it's starting to get back up there. 23. Okay, June 22nd. What would really be nice is if like there was like an arrow on both sides right here, so you could just like quickly go week by week by week instead of having to manually select each week. Like why don't Wikipedia does that? Why can't the Smithsonian do that? Seems like a pretty simple function to put on your website. 22. I guess they want to discourage this kind of behavior that I'm engaging in right now. June 15th. That's okay. That's okay. It's not going to stop me. Smithsonian. I will find the truth, no matter how long it takes. Well, it kind of matters how long it takes, but June 8th. I would really like to just have all the data so I can really know for sure, with no doubt, just how bad the eruptions are right now. June 1st is the next one. I need a shave. My face is starting to get itchy. Just so you know, though, if you've never grown a beard, or if you didn't know from your male friends who have grown beards, it's only itchy up until a certain point. And once it grows to a certain length, it is no longer itchy. There is an itchiness barrier, or a point of itchiness, if you will. 26. Okay, May 18th. And I am right in the middle of the itchy zone. 24. May 11th. 27, that's starting to kind of get up there. May 4th. See, I don't know. I mean, now we're like more than halfway through with 2022, and there's nothing really even approaching 46. Let's see, 22. Again, because that was the update this week. Suddenly we're at 46. And so far, the highest that we've seen was 32 November of last year. November 9th. All right. April 27th. Oh, you guys, I'm trying to do a live stream about making a video. Let's see. My daughter's texting. Mom's at her doctor's appointment. What's up? All right, 21. Yeah, there we go. 21. Okay. April 20th. A day celebrated by the wicked. Not everyone's wicked. That just some people are misguided at certain points in their life. I only ever had a couple friends. Well, I don't know. I had a few friends that did drugs. But I never did. And I'm not trying to brag. I never did. Stay true to that. April 13th. Still no answer for my daughter. I came, well, I wouldn't say dangerously close, but I was hanging out with one of my not so great friends, and he had some weed, and he was like, "Do you want some?" And he was like smoking it. Like, well, he was kind of like doing it over there, just like really quick, and I was just like, "No, that's okay." But it's crazy how easy it would have been just to say yes. April 6th. I had quite a few like non-member friends. Excuse me. But they all pretty well, respected my beliefs. Like, it wasn't like, sometimes there was some teasing, but it wasn't really that bad. I feel like if you live your beliefs unapologetically, but not like in your face, but just kind of, no, this is what, there's a lot this month. Hold on, let's see how many are erupting this week. 38. Okay, 38. That is now the highest that I've seen so far, except for this week right now. Again, the other one that was in the 30s, the only other one that was in the 30s was November, the week of November 9th, starting with November 9th. I should highlight these. Yeah, that's what I should do. I should do, okay, look. I'll do this week with 46 in red. Like that, because it's like angry, like a volcano, like red. And then I guess that means that anything in the 30s will be in orange, because that's the next most angry color. Here we go. Orange for you. And then orange for you. And then if it's in the 20s, it'll be yellow, because that's the next most aggressive color. When we're talking about heat. Yellow. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Even this is monotonous. All right, keep going, keep going, keep going. Yes. Didn't have to stop. Keep going, keep going. There's an 18. Boom. Okay, and then it's if it's in the teens, it will be green. Green, because not so bad. Huh, interesting. Okay. What's going on in the chat? Teresa Lane, President Ballard's funeral starts in a few minutes, so I'm going to watch that. Y'all have a wonderful day. All right. Enjoy. Let us know if anything interesting is said. Aaron Clark, wish they didn't portray Joseph. Okay. Wish they didn't portray Joseph like a goon. Felt his character was way off. Oh, you guys must have been talking about some movie or show or something. Melodillion, my roommate smokes pot. We're in Colorado, so it's legal, but I see how it affects her, and I'm like, nope, not me. Good. Yeah. Do not do it, please. ESM, in some ways, I'd have to watch it again. I like seeing both good and bad things about him, making him a real human, you know? Are you talking about that one movie that I was talking to Daniel C. Peterson about? I can't remember what it's called, but it's about like Joseph Smith, and it shows kind of like his humanity. You must be talking about that. Joyous, pot was my weakness, took me out of a stage of my early teens when I thought of self ending a lot. It gave me a desire to live. Then the church took me out of the continuation of drug use. Joyous, my mom offered me a chance to try alcohol at 14, then offered me a chance for pot weeks later. Oh man. Yeah, well, we all have different families, different family situations. My wife's family, like her dad offered her alcohol at an early age. March 23rd. Yeah, that's one thing I'm really looking forward to in the millennium, is for all that stuff to go away. I hope that alcohol is outlawed. 21. I don't like the alcohol culture, the humor, the jokes, sometimes the smugness about like really knowing your drinks. I don't know. The pretentiousness of wine and wine tasting. But not so much that, obviously. It's the effects that alcohol has. It literally kills so many people. I haven't looked at the stats. I mean, I'm guessing most people that die from alcohol is from like car accidents, I would guess. Then maybe after that, I don't know what, just like accidents in general. Like maybe operating machinery or something like that. Maybe people drowning. I know that that's a concern. I've heard that that's a concern. Like when people go to the lake, if you're boating, you got to be really careful. 17. Okay, that was a pretty low week. March 2nd. And then isn't there also like mixing alcohol with like prescription drugs? Like, doesn't that or if you know, can that kill you? Why do they say that? Is it because it can kill you, or because sometimes it like will produce like bad reactions? I've never really known. February 23rd. All I know is I've heard many times don't mix alcohol with prescription drugs. 22. Okay, February 16th. I always feel like I'm like they think that I'm lying, like all throughout the military and now at the VA whenever I go to the doctor, and then they ask you, how often do you smoke? Do you drink? And I'm just like, no, I don't smoke. No, I don't drink. I always feel like I always like wonder what they're thinking. Like, do they think that I'm lying? Because I feel like in my own experience, I haven't really seen anybody in the military that doesn't either smoke and or drink. And if it's not that, then it's chewing tobacco or let's see, 26, or vaping or drinking energy drinks. That is a big one. Like whenever you went to like any sort of like training exercise, or you went to the field in the army for training, it was virtually impossible to find anybody that wasn't doing one of those things during that time. January 26th. We're almost done with 2022. January 19th. 20. All right, just two more. January 12th. So in this video, I'm going to do, excuse me, let's see, 20. I need my charger. These girls. Hello? She's at school. I thought so. I'm sure. And mom's at her doctor's appointment. Huh? Oh, well, I don't know. She no. Stop. 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 She's not at home. I don't know if she's with mom. I thought that she went to school. All I know is that mom's at her appointment. Love you too. Bye. Anyway, okay, last one. January 5th. No, that was not January 5th. There we go. Not very many for that week. So, okay, well, there it is, 2 full years. And this week has the highest number of erupting volcanoes at the same time. Okay, 19 for that. Let me color code everything. First with the yellows. And next with the greens. Now, obviously, just because, you have spikes in a given week, I mean, I don't know that it necessarily means that something big is happening. I'll leave that to the experts. The experts say, well, it's normal. Well, I don't know. For the last two years, no, it's not normal. Normal would be like somewhere in the 20s if I was to average all this. Why don't we do that? Let's average it. Equals average. Yeah, that whole row. Yeah, there you go. The average for the last 2 years, the average has been 22.77 volcanoes erupting at the same time, like within the same week. That's normal for the last 2 years. So what we're seeing right now is like more than twice what's normal. More than twice. Right, it's at 46. And that comes after a week of or it comes after like 2 weeks of being in the green at 19. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Iceland volcano. CBS News: looming volcano eruption in Iceland leaves evacuated small town in limbo. Yeah, that would be a little bit frustrating if you live there. Live Science: time's finally up. Impending Iceland eruption is part of centuries long. Okay, so time's up in the sense of like centuries. Okay. All right. Well, just like a lot of things, I don't really know what to make of this per se, but it's my only read so far. Okay, so let's think about this. It's 12:11. I need this video out by 4. I have it partly prepared. I don't know how much more I need to add to make a full video because I want my videos to be an hour long. So I'm trying to figure out if I should do like one more year. I don't think I'm going to be able to go back all the way to 2020 like I want to. I don't know. Maybe if I hurry. Because I want to know. I want to know if what was being said in 2020 about all these volcanoes erupting, I want to know if that really was the case. Because back then, when I was watching that video series, I was like, wow, that sounds pretty amazing. But now I'm actually doing something where I'm verifying it myself using the Smithsonian's data and the volcanoes that they track. Now, it's my understanding that they don't track all volcanoes. They have some kind of, under this tab, criteria and disclaimers. But, like I said, they are tracking 336 total volcanoes. These are, I guess these are the ones that meet their criteria for tracking. And that seems like a lot. It seems like it probably gets all the main ones. So that's all that I'm really interested in, I think. So, let's check the chat. Melodolin, I just don't like the idea of losing control or something affecting my rational mind, or perhaps causing me to do things I wouldn't do in my right mind. Yeah. I mean, and that's like, I guess like maybe the main issue with these things, mind-altering drugs or things that affect your decision making, is that it messes with your agency ultimately. Goblin 2004, not sure if you realize that the funeral for President M. Russell Ballard is taking place right now. Yeah, somebody said it earlier on, but I'm not going to be watching that. But if you guys do, and if anything interesting is said, if you don't mind, please let me know. Brandon, wait, let's see. Did I skip? Okay, let me. Aaron Clark, we were talking about the YouTube video, The Tomb of Joseph. Oh, okay. Brandon Porter, hey Jared, my meeting at work finished. Just Scott here. I watched your video on the new heaven and earth. I hope we are quickened when the big earthquake happens. Well, yeah, something's going to have to happen. It sounds like it's going to be really violent. So, I don't know. I still have a lot of questions about exactly how things are going to go down, and I don't think that we have the answers to that right now. Melodolin, I'm a nurse and no, they don't think, I'm a nurse and no, they don't think you're lying. They think you are healthy and taking care of yourself. Byro Kinsman, President Holland is going to speak at President Ballard's funeral. ESM, I hope to watch it minus kiddos later. I bet it'll be recorded somewhere. I have a family full of nurses, and I hear a lot about hold my beer alcohol incidents. Definitely a real thing. Yeah. That's kind of like making me think about, or it's reminding me of the fact that I guess men are hit more often by lightning than women. And a lot of those incidents take place at golf courses because I guess guys try and tough it out and think that everything will be okay and that they just need to finish, their hole or whatever. And then with that lightning rod that they're holding in their hands, they get struck by lightning. I know it's not everybody's favorite topic, but men are typically more narcissistic. And so with narcissism comes magical thinking, or believing that bad things, like for example, bad things happen to other people, but that it's not going to happen to you. In fact, I'm not going to look it up right now, but I think it was Elder Anderson. He was quoting this like pop culture guy from like the 60s. I guess he made like a famous quote where he was like, I've always known that death affects everybody, but I thought that perhaps I would be the exception. In I think he was being dead serious, because when you study narcissism, these people have like more of a problem with death. They don't like anything that's like a great equalizer. So death is one of those, meaning everybody dies. And it can be other things too, other things that most of humanity deals with. They don't like it because it makes them feel less special. The thinking goes that, well, that's for like everybody else, like the masses. That's for the animals, not me though. I'm above that. And that can cause problems in marriage because, intimate relations in marriage is one of those equalizers. And if you're the cerebral type of narcissist, where you get your attention through your smarts, then it's like you really look down on things having to do with the body. And so you look at that and you're like, ugh, that's for people that are out of control. It's very animalistic. I'm above that. And that's something that happens. Sam Vaknin, he's like a lead researcher, academic when it comes to the study of narcissism. He is a narcissist, and he has said as much, that that's how he is. He's the cerebral type. He gets his attention, his narcissistic supply from how smart he is. And so he doesn't do that. And he it's on YouTube. Just look him up, Sam Vaknin. Okay, here we go. Let's do, geez Louise. Yeah, let's do 2021. Let's do it. At the very least, I have to have one more year. '24. Okay, December 22nd. '22. Okay, December 15th. And on top of that, these toxic people don't like children for various reasons. A lot of times children will take attention away from you. Like say you're with a group of adults, Well, everybody always like gives attention to, the baby. How cute is the baby, and oh, look at this cute thing that he or she just did. And it makes them jealous. So they don't like having kids around. And then even worse, kids have needs. They have wants and needs. And that's annoying to a narcissist because you're the only person that's allowed to have wants and needs. Oh, 16. I think that's the lowest. Before that, the lowest was 17. Yep. 16, that's the lowest. The week starting December 8th of 2021. All right, December 1st. $19, that's still pretty low. November 24th. Is everyone in the chat here in the United States? Do I have any international people in the chat? I'm just asking because next week is Thanksgiving in the US. Put in the chat if you are in the US or from somewhere else. Beth Jukes, wow, 2 in a row. Melodlin, this is all interesting, but I'm going to go watch one of my betting or my beating channels that just went live. Have a good day, everyone. All right, we'll see you later. We've got 33 people watching right now, soon to be 32. Put USA if you're in the US and put whatever other country you're from if you're from outside the United States. November 17th. November 17th. $23. Looks like everybody's USA. USA, USA. Do you remember Megan Wilkins? No. Megan Wilkins. Is that someone that I've interviewed? No. Who's Megan Wilkins? November 10th. That sounds like a name of somebody that lives here in my town. Her name is kind of similar, but obviously that's not who you're referring to. 17. Beth, no, it's someone from your youth. Megan Wilkins. Are you somebody from my... No, you're... I wonder how many people that I know personally watch this channel. I know of a few because they've commented. November 3rd. I've always been better with faces than names. I've always been like that. What about you guys? I feel like more people are better with faces than names, but I'm not sure about that. I feel like I hear that more. October 27th. 21. So if any of you are somebody that I know, reveal yourself. I really am curious because I feel like there's some people that know me probably, but just they don't comment. They just watch me in silence. Which that's fine. Did you ever envision me doing YouTube? Because I sure didn't. And yet here I am, October 13th. She's a good friend of mine. We grew up together. I recommended your channel to her, and then she got back to me saying that you two went on a date years ago when you were teenagers. uh well, okay. Well, there is a Megan that I remember dating. She was from Indiana. That was like for is that who? Was she from Indiana? Because if that's who, I thought that girl uh, probably had forgotten about me by now. $25. Okay, October 6th. Whoa. This might be the least that I've seen so far. Yep, 14. Holy cow. Beth Chooks, yes. She still remember. Well, I guess I still remember her. What the heck? It's a small world. Oh, I would love to talk to her sometime just to catch up. It's kind of weird doing a live stream talking about my past life. But whatever. That's the world that we live in now. September 29th. Have her like email me or something, or friend me on Facebook. I don't typically friend people on my personal accounts unless I know them. So this would be an exception. 22. And just in case anybody's wondering, Jenica would be okay with it. We have a secure marriage. Let's see, September 22nd. We've been married for 17 years now. Hopefully that's a sign. Hopefully that's a sign for the world. We have reached the anniversary of perfection and completion when you add 7 and 10. And if there ever was any marriage that represents the world, it would be ours. Just kidding. September 15th. This is also a very low year. Oh, I messed up on this one. So minus 4 from that. So that was actually 20. Okay, this is the 15th. Go back here. delete. 17. Got disoriented for a second there. September 8th. I will let her know you say hi. Are there really 35 people in here? I know a bunch of people, or a couple people left. All right, let's continue. September 8th. Go here. 22. September 1st. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to do 2020. I might have to save that for another time. Maybe that'll be my next live stream that I do like this. Okay, that's 19. August 25th. Not going to lie, I'm getting a little antsy about getting this done, about getting 2021 done, because this is starting to test my limits a little bit. It shouldn't, because I've gone through much worse in my life, and I'm sure that you have too. What was it? August 18th. There's like 2 times that come to mind that were really hard to wait through. One time was when I was flying home from my mission, and we had to make, there were a couple legs of the flight. Let's see, 26. And as you might guess, the very last leg was the hardest. And all of us that remained, that were going to Utah, we were like about to lose our minds. It was nighttime, and it was just like, we were just like rocking back and forth. I had a great mission. I loved it. At the same time, it was 2 years. And this was like the final moments of those 2 years. And I remember looking out the window of the plane as we were entering the Salt Lake Valley. Like, this is still like so fresh on my memory. In my memory is like looking out the window, nighttime, and seeing the perfectly straight grid streets, like the street lights. Because I had just gone through 2 years of navigating all these different cities and towns in Spain. And they were not straight or grid-like. Every place I went felt like a spaghetti bowl. July 28th. And I guess I had come to really appreciate grids. That was like a very, I don't know, that was a really intense experience seeing those lights. It was like leaving one world and entering a completely different world. July 21st. And then the other time was, it was in basic training. We were going through this like medical day where we're having all these different things done. And it was just all these, well, it must have been, I don't know if it was at the reception battalion. I may not have actually started basic training yet. When you first get to basic training, you go to this place called the reception battalion in the Army. It's called the reception battalion, and it's basically a place where you do all this like processing and stuff like that. And yeah, it must have been that. And during this process, you know, there was like a dental exam. And the way that they had it set up, it was just like, I remember being in that line for so long. It was like in this hallway. Oh, there's a 16. Hold on, didn't we recently see a 16? Yeah, in December of 2021. So this ties for the least number of volcanoes erupting. December and July of 2021. All right. July 7th. So like they had you, we were all standing, and like there was like this hallway and like this kind of like opened kind of area in the hallway, like a nook, or I don't know how you describe it. But anyway, this hallway was like packed full of soldiers, and the line snaked around in this like really weird way. You'd like go up this way and then back this way, then up this way, and it was just like, it was like dominoes. It was like just dominoes set up, and it took forever to get through that line. It was almost like I don't know. I wasn't getting claustrophobic, but it was like I think how you might picture hell, like how some people picture hell. You're just in this confined area. You're standing up, you can't sit down. You're dead tired. And just standing there forever. I can't do it justice. You'd have to go through it. It was the worst. I had never been in such a horrible line my entire life. I'm doing a live stream. Oh, okay. I'm preparing a video, and I decided that I would do a live stream for people that want to do that. Some people do. Here, can you text Valencia? Oh. She called, and is Naomi at school? Yeah. Whoa, this one right here might be the least I've seen. Let's see how many this was. Oh, only 14. The week starting June 23rd, only 14. That's the lowest so far. Okay, we're about halfway through 2021. We're getting there. Holy cow. Okay, June 16th. Here, let's go back to the stream really quick. Cheryl L, yes, we're here. Smiley face with rosy cheeks. Joyous, I'm still here. Brandon, I'm still here. I just put your videos on the background while I design software. Cool. Joyous, driving gets boring without video playing in the background. Lee Ward, hello, people. Hello. Trent Barkdole, Jared, Chat GPT 4.0 could do this for you. It has the capability to browse the web now. I don't know that it would be able to do exactly what I'm trying to accomplish. I've played around with it quite a bit. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, but I'm not going to take any chances. I'm going to do it myself. Bethany Gonzalez says, "Hey, Jenica."
Hi.
Byro. President Holland basically said that he was. Okay, wait. President Holland basically said that he was at death's door for 3 weeks of his 5-week hospital stay this year. Crazy that he almost died. He clearly has more work to do. Well, I hope that's right, because I'd love to see him stick around. Bethany, hope I spelled your name right. Just one N, and instead of a K, it's a C. It's like a mix between Jennifer being the first part and then Jessica being the second part. Jenica. Okay. Oh, gosh. Okay, here we go. June 16th. Is that what I already have pulled up? No. Holy cow. Here we go. But I want 2020 really bad. All right, this week is also a very low week. Is it as low as the other one? Nope. 17. Okay, June 9th. I'm trying to think of other like really long waits. Feel free to put yours in the chat, or if you're watching this after the fact, I can't imagine anybody will be, but if you are, put it in the comments. 21, June 2nd. I guess another one was immediately after I got married, almost right after we got back from our honeymoon. The Nintendo Wii was being released, and I went with Jenica's brother 20 to Walmart, or no, not Walmart, to Target, and camped out. Camped out for the Wii. Little did I know how not worth it that was. Yeah, May 26th. It was cold. It was either in November or December. I think it was like late.
November.
Huh?
It was like the day after we got. It was the day we got home from our honeymoon. It was that night.
Okay, so it was like mid-November then, or late November, and it was cold outside, but it was okay. Stayed warm. May 19th. Stayed warm. But I didn't care too much for the company. Not my brother-in-law and his friends, but there were some other people in line. One guy in particular that I still remember clearly to this day, just like how disgusting he was being with his conversation. He was being very let's just say he was being very crude. And he was also being kind of a jerk to his friend, like very like condescending, to the point where I wanted to like ask that guy, like, this guy is your friend? You're friends with him because he's treating you like garbage right now. It was like one of those kind of situations. Like he was like he was honestly and truthfully acting like Biff from Back to the Future. And this guy that was his friend was like George McFly. It felt just like that. It was really upsetting to me. May 5th. Because this guy, 2005. Okay, let's concentrate, Jared. concentrate. We're on 2021. And the thing that was just so like the cherry on top was that the George McFly guy was the one that had been in line for the whole time that I had been there, because they were like right in front of me. So they were like the next ones in front of us. And this punk, the Biff guy, he showed up like later on in the night. He was just like enjoying his time, describing what he was doing. And then he came much later while this guy had been like saving his place in line. It was, oh my gosh. If he doesn't change his life, you know, he's going to have a bright recollection of his guilt along with everybody else that ends up being accounted among the wicked. And I'm thinking that he's going to have to like really, you know, see his whole life again and probably see, like, experience it from the other person's point of view, how they made other people feel. And not that I want anybody to suffer, but I would be pretty satisfied for him to understand just how like disgusting he was being that night. April 21st. Okay. April 21st. And then we got the Wii. And I got the Zelda game because that's what I was mostly looking forward to.
And you broke our coffee table.
Yeah, I broke our coffee table, which, in my defense, it was old.
Playing the Wii.
I was playing the Wii, broke the coffee table, which was already in questionable condition. I was playing, it was Medal of Honor, which wasn't really that fun on the Wii. Just like a lot of games, or at least the kind of games that I enjoy, like Call of Duty and stuff like that. It was a part where I was fighting a German soldier in hand-to-hand combat, and you had to use the paddles or the wands or whatever the nunchucks. You're supposed to like act like you're actually like fighting, and so you can see how that led to the coffee table breaking. April 7th. It's okay though, because I mean that coffee table was old and it was outdated. It had to go. Anyway, I was doing us both a favor when you think about it.
That's true.
March 31st. Go to the live. Cheryl L., have a wonderful afternoon. I'm taking off for an appointment. All right, take care. Hope your appointment goes well. Love all your videos. Thank you so much for all your hard work. OTD says, doesn't this live stream count as a video for today? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. There's only 32 people that are currently watching it, and I doubt very, very many people are going to watch it afterwards. I mean, maybe they will, but we're already into this thing an hour and 34 minutes, according to, well,
Oh, look at that.
oh yeah, it's going.
These batteries instead.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was the cord that was causing the problem.
Okay, good. My, our, windmill is working. I don't know if you can see it in the background, but it's working now. Paul Savage, I think you need to reenact for us the big fight with the coffee table. It went something like this.
And he was sitting on the coffee table and it broke.
Yeah, I was sitting on the coffee table and the German soldier knocked me onto the table. John Larson, I am here in all caps. Jeremy Dickamore, hi Jared. Hi you guys. I'm just doing a video where I'm just preparing for the video this evening, and it's a long, monotonous thing that I'm going through right now, trying to count up the number of volcanic eruptions per week using the Smithsonian's website, and it sucks a little bit, but it also helps doing a live stream and talking to you guys as I'm doing it. So we can do it. I'm about to finish up hopefully soon. Right now we're in March of 2021. Okay, March 31st. Here we go. Okay, I have it pulled up. Highlight it. And then count it. And then repeat. Okay, March 24th. And it's so crazy how things have changed, because when we had first got married, we had like a gift card. I think it was for RC Willie. And it was enough for us to buy a TV, because neither of us had a TV starting out. So we went and bought this TV, but it was like what do they call it? A CRT? You know, like the old TVs before flat screens. But it was like it was that type of TV, but it was it was a flat screen. Like it was the box. It was like the box TV, but they were like starting to make the screens on those flat to kind of like keep up with the times, I guess, because flat screen TVs were starting to become mainstream around that time. But we got that, and I thought it was like really cool because it was clearer than regular TVs. March 17th, St. Patrick's Day. But it was small, but it worked. I played the Wii on it. We used to get like, the analog signal and watch TV. That was around the time that Lost came out. We watched Lost on that. March 10th. And we had a DVD player, and that's also when Netflix was starting to take off. And we had a friend from the singles ward, and he was like a film geek, and he was actually trying to get into the movie industry, which I don't think he ever really did. But he was all excited when Netflix came out. We had him and his wife over because they had just recently got married. And they were telling us all about it. And he was like, oh, you need to get Netflix. It has every show ever published on DVD. And that's back when they didn't have like the streaming service going yet, where you'd go to their website and there were like different levels of membership, and the levels determine how many DVDs they mailed to you. Let's see, February 24th. So they like, and I know that all you know this because I'm sure you went through it yourself, but maybe there's some younger people in here. I don't know. But they would mail you DVDs, and then you would watch it and then mail it back. And that's what Netflix was in the beginning. And using that service, we watched all of the Star Trek The Next Generation, the entire series. And we thought that was really cool. And those were the early days. Let's see, 22. February 17th. And then once there was like streaming, like what I would do, this was before smart TVs. Let's see, 21. I would take my laptop. Man, I can't believe like what a caveman I was. I would take my laptop and connect it to now by this point we had, proper flat screen TVs, and would take the laptop and connect it to the TV, just like how I'm doing right now, like how I'm showing my desktop on here on this live stream. You could hook up your laptop to the TV and like see the screen on your laptop and then play shows that way. I don't know if any of you ever did that. Put it in the chat or the comments. Okay, 23. And we would get shows on Amazon because Amazon started where you could like purchase like seasons of shows and whatever and then stream it. February 3rd. And that's how we did it for a while. And then it was my dad who had the first smart TV that I had ever seen. And at first I kind of like didn't understand it. I was like, what? How does this work? But then anyway, we ended up getting a smart TV, and then the rest is history, and that's where we're at right now. Okay, January, just 4 more weeks to go. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Am I going to be able to make it? I've gotten this far. January 20th. Ay, 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 ay. $23. Okay, just 2 more. Oh, just 2 more. So it makes you wonder what the next thing is going to be. Like, how much further could we possibly go? I know everybody's been wanting holograms ever since. I wonder how long that's even been an idea. I mean, like the farthest back in sci-fi. I mean, I think about like Star Wars, in A New Hope, the first one. They had like the holograms, like R2D2 projecting Princess Leia. I don't know what the first movie or TV show was that showed that idea, or how long it's been a concept. And I wonder if it's ever going to happen the way that you see it in TV shows, like when you watch Star Wars or the Avengers or things like that. I want those kind of I want holograms like on the Avengers, because that seems pretty amazing. Okay, I'm color coding all these weeks according to how many eruptions took place. And if it's in the 20s, the color is yellow. And then if it's in the teens, then it's green. And there were a lot of teens in 2021. And that's interesting because that seems to suggest that 2021 was like less active with volcanic eruptions. Oops, I missed these two down here. There we go. Yeah. I could put the averages here. So for 2021, I'll do the average. Take these cells right here. So the average number of eruptions each week in 2021 was almost 21. The average was like 21 for 2021. And let's bring it just to 1 decimal point. And then for 2022, let's do the same thing. Equals average. Oops. Right here. So the average for 2022 was more. It was 22.5. Okay. And then so far for 2023, it is 23. So for the last 3 years, the average has increased from almost 21. So like 21 in 2021, 22.5 in 2022, and 23 for this year so far. And the whole thing that if you're just joining or if you've joined recently, you don't know what I've been doing or why I'm doing this, it's because there's been an increase in the number of volcanoes erupting at the same time. I'm going to go over it more in the video. Well, no, I guess I can just explain it here. Let me go here. Let me go to the chat. Joyous. Jared, have you given any thought about the concept I brought up in the past concerning how literal the scriptures state that Jesus is the groom and we are his bride? Also how President Nelson... No, because, well, I mean, I have, but we're not his bride, literally. No. Sorry, that's... I'm not going to do... Okay. Sorry, I'm going to move on. Jamin Lee 2, keep up the stash. Well, right now it's more than just a stash. It's a beard. Joyous referred to himself as mother in Matthew 12:50. Trent, according to the Smithsonian's Global Volcanism program, there were 74 confirmed eruptions from 69 different volcanoes through 2020. this figure includes 28 new eruptions that started that year. Yeah, I mean, I have this up right here. They have like this per year. So they have each year going back to 1960, and then they have total eruptions in this column. And we were talking about this earlier. It seems that the eruptions have been increasing because from the 60s, from 1960 until 1998, each year was either in the 50s or the 60s with a couple 70s. But then after 1998, it starts to be in the 70s or 80s. And you have one that was at 90, which was 2015. And then this year is in third place. You have these 2 years in second place, tied for second place, 2016 and 2008. And then this year is in the number third spot. So generally speaking, yeah, it seems like there has been an increase in volcanoes erupting for sure. And then if we look at it by week, like what I'm doing right here, because I'm so the article that I read, it was talking like there were these experts talking and saying, well, it's not uncommon for, a bunch of volcanoes to be going off at the same time. Like in this year, we had a total of X number of volcanoes. And I was like, well, it's different if you're looking at it per year, because if you go to this, then it doesn't stand out too much other than the fact that it's in the number third spot. That's 2022, by the way. And then this year it's at 67 total eruptions. But the thing that's getting everybody excited on social media, these people that watch volcanoes, is that all of a sudden there's 46 that are erupting at the same time. So volcanoes erupting at the same time is different than the total number of eruptions in a year. And that's what I'm trying to show with this this spreadsheet. So these people that are getting excited about the 46 eruptions, it's not based off of nothing. At least going back to 2021, there hasn't been any other week that has seen 40 or more eruptions. There's a couple that are in the 30s, like November of last year, March of last year, and that's it. So this is highly unusual when just looking at the last 3 years. So relatively speaking, it is unusual. Okay. Let's see. Sonia Hurst, vintage memories. My husband was involved in developing streaming technology. Oh, cool. Byro, I loved going to Blockbuster as a child. The good old days when if you wanted to watch a new movie at home, you still had to go out and participate in life to get the movie in the first place. Yeah, that's I never thought about it that way. Brandon, I hope people realize how much work and effort goes into your videos. We appreciate your efforts. I'm heading out to lunch. Have a good lunch. Carrie Cottrell, sounds like it is following a pattern. Laugh out loud. Maybe in 2024, there will be. Gosh, I have this like emoji thing in the way where I can't read what it says.
Can you take a pause and look at the village?
Yeah. What happens if I click on this? No, just dang it. Emoji heart, get out of the way. Maybe in 2024 there will be blank on average 24. Oh yeah, like maybe the average will go up for 2024. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna look at the village.
It's good?
It's good.
Good. That's like a fourth of our village. But whatever.
Yeah, I don't know how well you guys can see the village in the background. Let me go to intermission screen. So it's bigger. So if we go like that, you know, that's only about a fourth of what we have. We used to have it to where we laid out the entire thing, but we can't really do that anymore in this house. We don't have enough room. Anyway, Joyous, sorry, I didn't mean to sound curt. If you're still there, I mean, I can email you about that, but we can talk about that offline if you'd like. Just send me an email. Make sure that you're clear in the subject line so I can like pick out your email. And I'll do my best to get to it. Just remember I get hundreds of emails, but I'll try and do that. I'll try and look out for it. Okay. So it's 1 p.m. I'm trying to fit. Okay. Two to three. I'm trying to decide if I want to do 2020. This is already taken longer than I thought it would. But I want to know if 2020 really was a higher year for volcanic eruptions, because there was that popular YouTube presentation that was put out that year. It mentioned volcanoes and how many volcanoes were erupting. And I want to know. What time are we leaving?
Tonight around 5.
I'm going to have to stay up late and do a video when we get back. Trent Barkdale, why wouldn't the yearly totals suffice? Because they don't reflect how many are erupting at one time. Like it, yes, there's value in seeing, you know, the average, the numbers go up and like comparing year to year. So comparing year to year is one thing, but it is an entirely different thing if you're looking at the total number erupting within a week. Because as you can see, for all of 2023, most of 2023, at any given time, you had about 20 volcanoes erupting. But suddenly this week, it's at 46. So you don't see that when you're just looking at the totals for the entire year. You don't see that. This is like some kind of anomaly, it would seem. So that's why I'm looking at both, but it's got to be both. It can't just be just by year. Although it is interesting, like I said, that the average. Well, and plus that's how you get the average right here. If you go week by week, you take all these weeks and the average for the year is right here. And you take the average 1 year compared to another, and that's been increasing. And, you know, it shows here too, the total eruptions, but there's just like different ways that you can do the numbers. I mean, we could even take the averages of like every 5 years, or you can just look at the raw numbers or whatever. There's like different things that you can do. But I want to know just how uncommon this week is with 46 volcanoes erupting at the same time. So last week, there were only 19, and then suddenly it jumped up to 46, which is a pretty substantial jump. Based on the last 3 years, that is a really big jump. And over the past 3 years, per week, we have not seen so many volcanoes going off at the same time. Does it mean anything? I have no idea. I don't know if it does or not. But just like all these different things that I'm trying to track, I think it's worth looking at. I think it's worth noting. Screw it. Let's just go ahead and let's do 2020. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. First, let's get all the weeks. Fun. Does it do it? Can I do it like this? Equals that minus 7. Would it know what I mean by that? It does. Because a week after that is the 4th. Yes. I just made my life easier, and I wish I would have realized that earlier. Holy cow. Yes. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. It's meant to be. Okay. December 30th of 2020. It says the 29th on here. Oh no, that's because it's 2021. The Doi. Okay. Here we go. I can't believe I'm about to do this. All right, starting off with 19. December 23rd, 2 days before Christmas. Do you remember everybody being excited about the conjunction that year on the 21st? A lot of people were excited about it. And President Nelson mentioned it on social media. And he said that we shouldn't assign any particular significance to it. I think that he realized a lot of people were excited about it. And I think he was right. That's the thing. It's like we can pay attention to all these things, and it doesn't mean, it's not like none of them mean anything, but at the same time, not everything means something. But I think we still have to watch. For example, the eclipses. I don't think that we can ignore that because all 3 of them, have been church specific. Let's see, 19. With the locations that they passed over, meaning the path of totality. Okay, 19. I don't know. So far, 2020, at least in December, is not looking very active for volcanoes. November, maybe even less. 15. Holy cow. I think is that the lowest, or was it 14? No, 14 was June 23rd of 2021. November 18th. Okay, 19. November 11th. Veterans Day. 18. Wow. 2020 is in fact looking very low so far. Okay, November 4th. Everything so far has been in the teens. I can't remember when that series had come out. I think it was maybe mid 2020, so I guess we'll see what happens as we approach that part of the year. 18, still in the teens. October 28th. $16, that's really low. October 21st. Uh, 17. Holy cow. Let me go over here really quick. Okay. Byro, remember that Joseph Smith said to Brigham Young in a dream, don't be in a hurry. Well, that was him, not me. Trent, why wouldn't the yearly total suffice? Oh, we already went over that. Amy, hi Jared, it's been a while since I've commented. So glad I caught a live stream today. Thank you for your videos. They are truly inspirational. Keep up the awesome work. Thank you, Amy. Yes, it has been a while, hasn't it? There's some people that I like really remember, others not so much, but I remember you. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I remember you. Trent Barkdale, I see. Thanks for clarifying. I was missing the initial context for why you wanted the week by week trend. Crowdsource the effort on your Google Sheets and we can help you out. I would, but it's not. I think there's definitely some people that would do a good job. Other people, I'm not so sure. And because I can't vet everybody, I'm going to have to just stick with me because I trust myself. And whether you guys trust me or not, that's up to you. But that's the thing, because I don't know that everybody would use the same standards, or, it's, I wish I could. Justin, it's been a while, Jay. Have a break in between surgeries. Oh, gosh. Eating some lunch and watching my favorite thing. Love you, buddy. Well, I hope everything's going okay with your surgeries. I really do. Prayers for Justin Fennis. He is a great guy. GW Vest, I want to share with you a dream I had that the Salt Lake Temple will in the future be covered in volcanic ash. I guess we'll see. I guess I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Trent, I started watching your Antichrist episodes. Great job with compiling historical sources from the church. Much appreciated. Thank you. And there's more to come. I have a lot more to say about the Antichrist and other things that have been said and stuff like that, as well as other topics. I'm going to try and just revamp all my playlists, all the different topics, so they're just very easily searchable and watchable and all that stuff. Okay, October 14th. Here we go. Oops, 2020. Whoa, this looks really low. Looks really, really low. 15. It is October 7th. Yeah, I don't want to come across prideful or anything when it comes to like outsourcing stuff. I do in the sense of like people sending quotes and stuff like that, because that's something that's like easily verifiable. Well, usually it is, as long as there's like a source given. But if it comes to like things like this that require certain methodologies, I probably wouldn't want to outsource that. September 30th. Oh, this one might be the lowest. 13. Yep, I think that's the lowest. Because before that, the lowest was 14. June 2023, 14. Yep, that's the lowest. That's the lowest week. The week starting September 30th, 2020. Okay. September 23rd. This is not looking too good for what was said about volcanoes erupting in 2020. Because so far, compared to 2021, 2022, and 2023, it is a significantly lower year in terms of volcano eruptions. Well, let's look at that table. So, okay. So if we're looking at total eruptions in this column right here, 2020 was 74. And it looks like that is on the lower end if you start from like 2004. Oh, that's another interesting thing. Look. Did you guys watch my video where I've talked about 2004 being like the beginning of like all these like wildfires and stuff like that, and earthquakes? It looks like it's this. It looks like with volcanoes too. Look, 81 in 2004. And you go back in time all the way back to 1960, you don't have anything. You don't have any others that are in the 80s. You have a few that are in the 70s, but like you reach a new record or you cross a new threshold in the year 2004. This is another one to add to the list. Holy cow. I think things really did start in 2004. As far as like judgments upon the earth, I'm going to highlight that because I'll bring this up in the video that I do. That is the first time that we see eruptions in the 80s. Holy cow. Okay. Well, anyway, so 2020, if anything, it's actually like a lower year. Oh, wait. Yeah, right here. 74. It was like a lower year. All right, whatever. Let's continue. September 16th. Also, not a lot. $16. Okay, September 9th. Or September 8th? It's supposed to be September 8th? Maybe they changed like publishing it on Wednesdays and instead we're doing it on Tuesdays or something like that. Okay, I need 15. So this is supposed to, well, I'm not going to change it yet. Let's see what happens. So the next one, according to this, should be September 2nd. Yeah. And on here, it's on the 2nd. So something weird happened on this day. I'll just leave it at the 9th. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Because if I change it, it's going to mess up that formula. 14. August 26th. Where'd it go? There it is, August 26th. Like maybe it's a typo on the website. Maybe it was supposed to be September 9th. Okay, now this is more, but not like a ton. Let's see, 23. August 19th. It goes from the 26th to the 12th. Is that right? Yeah, it like skips a week. Okay, so I'll have to do it like this. So I'll take these cells, I'll copy, and then I'll paste them again, but paste special, and do values only. So that'll remove the formula that I was using to like quickly add all these up. In fact, I'll do that for all these. Okay, so starting here, go here, copy, paste special, values only. So I will match it up to the website. So on the website, they had September 8th instead of 9th. And then for some reason, they skip this week of August 19th. So I'll delete that row and we'll just move on to August 12th. Fine. Whatever. I wonder if there's going to be other like hiccups like that later on. Okay, this one, not a whole lot. Only 14. Okay, August 5th. Still not a whole lot. 19. July 29th. So it seems like all these weeks in 2020 are struggling to get beyond the teens. July 2022. Oh, that's only 12. That one is only 12, and that right there, that's the record breaker so far. That's the lowest that we've seen out of all these 12. That is really, really low. July 15th. With 18. July 8th. So I wonder if in that presentation in 2020, if that person was looking at some other metric other than the total number of earthquakes erupting, because neither by year nor by week does anything stand out where it's like, oh, there's this many volcanoes erupting. Maybe, and I'm not going to have a way to really track this. Maybe like the number of like individual unique volcanoes. Maybe there was like a lot of variety in 2020, which I'm not going to be able to tell with this because I'm just taking the total numbers per week, and then we were looking at total numbers per year. Although, well, they do account for that here in this column. Eruptions started new. So that would be, okay, so that's what I was just talking about, like new eruptions. But 2020 still doesn't stand out in that sense either. If anything, when we're talking about new eruptions, it looks like that would also be, it would also be 2004 with 49, because there isn't any other year that has that many new eruptions. So I'm going to highlight that a different color so I remember that fact when I do the video. And I'll do this too. I'll highlight these two in yellow. The total number of eruptions, 81. The first time that we crossed into the 80s since 1960. And then the highest number so far since 1960. The highest number of new eruptions, 49. Yeah, absolutely. 2004, that was some kind of, I feel like that was some kind of threshold when it comes to like natural disasters, both with volcanoes now and wildfires and earthquakes. 2004 was an exceptional year for all three of those types of disasters, and possibly more, possibly other things that I haven't tracked. Crazy. Okay. So July 8th. Now let's go to July 1st. June 24th. Come on. '22. Okay, so that's unusual for 2020. Let me check the chat really quick. Justin, I do anesthesia, Jared. Sorry, I probably never mentioned that. Oh, okay. So you're the one that's assisting with the surgery. So you're not having surgery. Okay. Well, I hope that your patients, that everything goes okay for them. El Paculi, looks like you're looks like you're there, Jared. Ha, never mind my tardiness. Della Souls, hi Jared, just joining, watching on cell phone. What spreadsheet are you showing? So I'm preparing a spreadsheet for my next video. I thought I'd experiment and see if people would want to join in and just kind of watch as I prepare, because I'm going through this like really lengthy process of trying to look at the last few years and the number of volcanoes erupting per week, because there's a lot of excitement right now on social media about how many volcanoes are currently erupting. And I've seen an article or two saying, experts saying, oh, this is nothing, it's no big deal. But based on what I'm seeing, it seems like it's out of the ordinary, at least going back to 2020. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm using the Smithsonian website's data because I guess this is like I guess they're ones that keep track of volcano or volcanic eruptions. And this is what's causing all the excitement. So I'm using the data from this website, going week by week. Okay, week by week from right now, and then I'm gonna finish up with 2020. And right now I'm halfway through 2020. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Beth Jukes, you do such great work. I love how you verify your sources and don't use your own thoughts and ideas. Thank you, Beth. Buck 14 Red, can tell it's getting cold in Kansas. We're getting more live streams from you. Fill me in though what has happened on my lunch break. Okay, hopefully you just heard what I just said in response to Della. Paul Savage, 2020 was the year of volcanoes and rumors of volcanoes. I don't know. It doesn't look like it, Paul. It doesn't look like it was a year of volcanoes. I can't speak to like any like individual eruptions. I don't remember if there were any like big ones that year. But in terms of like total numbers, no, it was not a year of volcanoes. If anything, it was a quiet year for volcanoes. Again, just really quick, you can see right here, 2020. And when we're looking at total eruptions, there were only 74. And that's on the low end. If you go back from like 2004 until current, that's on the low end. Every other year has had total eruptions, mostly in the 80s or like the upper 70s. So it was actually in fact, it's tied for lowest going back to 2004 at 74. And then new eruptions, if we're talking about like individual volcanoes, it is also the lowest year. It's at 28, where every other year is like in the 40s or the 30s. Well, no, sorry. 2019 was the lowest year, and then 2020 was the second lowest. So volcanoes, 2020, nope. 2004, yes. And then right now, as we speak, this week, yes. And I'll cover that in the video. Okay, so June 2017. And of course, this is all based on this information coming from the Smithsonian's website. It seems that they track all the big volcanoes. In case you missed it, the ones that they have on their website that they're tracking, the total number is 336 volcanoes. So I'm assuming that encompasses all the main volcanoes. All right, 24 for June 17th. 24. Okay. June 10th. June 10th. Search. Okay, not a whole lot. $19. June 3rd. Wow, really not a lot. It's only 13. Not the lowest. The lowest was July 22nd with only 12 eruptions that week. Okay, now we're halfway through 2020. Once I finish this, I'm going to be done with this live stream and I'm going to record the video. Okay, it's the final countdown. Okay, May 27th. Do you guys all have that song in your head now? The final countdown. 16. May 20th. This is crazy. I mean, even though it's taken a lot of time to do this, I think it's worth it. Because now we just have a clearer picture of these natural disasters and phenomena and how things are increasing. What is it? May 13th. Now I can say that for sure. Now I can say that for sure because I have gone through here, put it together, and I can say for sure volcanoes are erupting more and increasing. And specifically this week, there is an anomaly taking place. Based on what I've looked at going back to 2020, there is an anomaly taking place right now as we speak. May 6th. Don't know that it means anything, but for some reason, there are a lot of volcanoes all erupting at the same time right now. And it's happening at a time that there's an unusual war taking place in Israel. What could prove to be the final war? Don't know. But I can say for sure it's a war that stands out in Israel's history. The largest number of Jews that have been killed in one day since the Holocaust. That by itself is astounding. April 2022. And then just the implications of what Israel's trying to accomplish. And if they do accomplish it, we are going to be in uncharted territory with Gaza. Iran, Hezbollah, they're making it seem like they don't want to be part of this war, which maybe they don't. Maybe they're telling the truth, or maybe this is just part of the next phase of the plan. Maybe Gaza is meant to be a pawn, like Rabbi Gerfein said. And it all has to do with garnering support from the Islamic world as well as the world at large. Don't know. But somebody knows. And we'll just have to wait for it all to play out. But the fact remains that all these volcanoes are going off at this very critical time. And probably shouldn't ignore that. April 1st. April Fools. And it comes at a time when we've noticed all these like weird things with President Nelson, all these things lining up. Just as a reminder, here, I'll pull this up really quick. Profits, President Nelson. So 2024, especially the beginning of 2024, after January 14th, he's going to be in his 7th year as president of the church, his 100th year of life, 40 talks until the next general conference. And if you don't count the Hosanna shout instructions that he gave, and it'll be 40 years that he's been an apostle, I think in April. So, and then it's going to be 20 years since 2004. 20 years. And I'm putting that, not that it's specific to President Nelson, but just how it seems all these natural disasters have increased since 2004. And that may coincide with President Oak's talk that he gave about the second coming. And when you watch the actual video of him giving that talk, he starts out kind of like, you have to watch his body language, but he starts out kind of like, okay, here we go. Like he has that kind of air about him. You need to go watch that. It's his 2004 talk called, it's called something like Preparing for the Second Coming. It's a talk unlike any other talk because he lists all the signs of the times. He says very interesting things. And that's how he starts out the talk, is with like a, okay, here we go. So 7, 100, 40, 40, and 20. All merging together in 2024. And now these volcanoes going off, which I don't know. It's going to change probably next week, but there's some kind of thing going on right now. March 25th. Okay. March 25th. Right here. 18. March 18th. March 11th. You know, there have been some pretty bad things that have happened on March 11th. Two that I can think of off the top of my head. I don't know the year, but after 9/11, Spain, they had a big train bombing as a result of terrorism on March 11th. And that stuck in my mind because, you know, it was like their, not really, but kind of like their 9/11. And then the 2011, let me just double check. 2011 Japan tsunami. I think that was on, yeah, here it is. March 11th, 2011. It's stuff like that that makes me tend to think that there's significance behind numbers like that. I can't say why. All I can say for sure is that some crazy things have happened with those numbers or on days with those numbers. $15. Okay, we're getting toward the beginning of the year. Okay, February 26th. Okay, February 26th. How many earthquakes that week? 22. 22 is the answer. What about February 20? Wait, what? February 19th. Oh, for some reason it's reported on the 17th. So that's another one where for some reason it was on Monday instead of Wednesday in this case. That's okay. Doesn't bother me any. For that week, it was 21. Okay, February 12th. Nope, not 19. Doggone it. Okay. 2020, February 12th. Search. Okay, how many volcanoes were erupting Valentine's week in 2020? This is very important. 18. Okay, November 5th, or oh my gosh, I'm starting to lose it. February 5th, 2020. Uh, 15. Okay, now we are on January. This is it. This is the moment that I've been waiting for. Okay, January 29th. Uh, 20. January 22nd. Uh, 18. January 15th. Okay, now we're halfway through the month with this. Do you ever do that? Like whenever you've like ran, whether it was like for track or if you're just like running, you're trying to run some distance and like in your mind, you're like, okay, I'm halfway there. Okay, now I'm 3/4 of the way there. I did that all the time in the Army and it sucked. The PT test that you're supposed to do like every 6 months, you're supposed to run 2 miles. And some places it's nice because you might like run a mile and then turn around and run back that same mile. But other places it's just like a quarter mile, so it's like you're going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and it's just so it's so monotonous. It's the worst. That's how it was at Fort Hood. Hated it. All right, here we go. We're on the final week. We made it. January 1st. how many volcanoes were erupting on New Year's Day of 2020? 14. Very low. Okay. So let's zoom out now. And let's first do the average. Let's do the average for 2020. So any given week, there was on average only 17 earthquakes or volcanoes erupting. 17.3. Holy cow. I say that because if you missed before, so 2020, 17. 2021, 20.9 or 20 or about 21. So 17 to 21 to 22 and a half, and now this year 23. So the average number of volcanoes erupting by week has steadily increased since 2020. And right now we're at an average of 23 erupting a week. And then this week in particular, the only week since 2020 that we've had this many volcanoes erupting. There aren't even any other weeks that get up into the 40s. The number 2 spot was March of last year with 38. And now we're at 46, so it's a really big jump. My goodness. So I guess I better do, okay, I need to do some labels here. So we got week starting, eruptions, yearly average, I guess. Yearly average, and then over here in this column, let's do rank. Make it small. So this is in the number 1 spot. And then I think this is in the number 3, November of last year. And then this is the number 2 spot, March of last year. And that number 1 and number 2 spot, those are the only 2 times that the numbers were in the 30s. So, okay, now I need, well, and you know what? I will color code these averages right here. Okay, they will be yellow because they're in the 20s. Except for this one for 2020, which was in the teens. So if it's in the teens, I'm going to color code it green. Like that. Okay. Teens, 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 teens. So if anything, 2020 started off more moderate than what it turned out to be for the rest of the year. It slowed down essentially as the year went on. Just generally speaking. I'm going to zoom out. Yeah, look at 2020. Look at all the green. Look at all this green for 2020. And then maybe what I should do, just so that it's easier to visualize, we'll do like these like hard breaks right here between the years. I think that'll be good. Oops. Like that. Okay. And then here we are. Yeah, there is some kind of story right here. I don't know the moral of the story other than the second coming is getting closer. All right, let's go to the chat. Carla Bailey, hello from Elko, Nevada. Love your channel, Jared. Great. Thank you, Carla. I'm glad that you do. Paul Savage, emphasis on rumors. Rumors count twice. My humor doesn't always come across in chats. Janet Robinson, do we know what the name Gaza really means? Oh, Gaza, it's Gaza. No, I don't. I don't know what that means. I know that Dr. Henry Abramson, he did a pretty good video. I interviewed him. He's a Jewish scholar, like on like Jewish history, and he did a pretty good video talking about the Gaza Strip and its history going back into antiquity. Carrie says, "I'm back. Wrong year. You need to look at 2020. You did February 17th, 2021, when you were trying to do February 19th. Oh, okay. So I was okay. So for February 19th of what? 2020. February 19th. Oh yeah. So for some reason that was on the 19th in that year. Let me just make sure I have the number right, which I guess I probably don't. Still trying to understand what exactly just happened, but all right, 20. Okay. Well, hopefully I haven't done that too much. I think that even if there was a couple mess ups, I don't think it'd be enough to change the overall picture. I feel fairly confident that I got most of these right, probably like 95% or more. But anyway, yeah, okay. So go back to the chat. De La Salas, I remember back in the late 1990s, everyone was concerned / scared about Y2K. Yeah. I believe the thought was that computers did not have designation for the year 2000 and the world would end as a result of the chaos that would take place. When that did not happen, everyone, secular, was relieved. I believe that something did happen / begin, but most people don't have eyes to see. Yeah, I remember that. Janet Robinson, haha, my so-called smartphone spelled Gaza that way. Ah, stupid smartphone, quote unquote smart. Carrie Cottrell, you had accidentally put in the 2021 number for 2020. That is what happened, but it's good now. Okay. Okay, cool. So if we look at these statistics, it looks like on average there's been around 30 people in the chat. Maybe the average would be like 35 or something like that. But the average view duration has only been 10 minutes. Okay. All right. Well, that's it. So now I have this stuff ready. Let me do one more thing. I don't like it when there's all these like empty rows or columns or rows. So whenever I think about it, I try and just get rid of them. so it looks a little bit better. And then let's freeze row 1 so that when you scroll down, it follows you. Jeez Louise. This is crazy. I'm going to leave all these rows though, because maybe some other time I'll keep going with this, because the more data we have, the better. But I can't imagine that. I mean, I'm not saying that it can't happen, but I can't imagine that there would be another week. The way that things are going, I can't imagine that there would be another week that would have as many eruptions as are what are taking place right now. Just because the trend seems to be that there's more and more eruptions as time has gone on. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to look at 2004. Maybe maybe there was a week there that had more eruptions than what we're seeing right now. Maybe one of these other years. I don't know. So maybe I'll continue it in the future. But I think this is pretty good. Going back to 2020, I feel like there is a story here and something interesting going on right now. Okay, guys. Well, that's going to be it for this one. I don't know how how long all of you have been watching this. I guess on average 10 minutes. But I would still encourage you to watch the video when I put it out, because I'm going to cover some other things that I didn't talk about here. And then I will try and make sure to have a video for tomorrow morning. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys later. It's been a good 3 hours. Oh my gosh, 3 hours. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.